Hello, 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 it is Enestor 27 coming to you guys with week number 4 of the NU Age Battling League. This week, we got the Detroit Cobalions, the 1 and 2 league. We finally got our win last week. If you guys didn't watch it, go check it out in the description below. There's a playlist for all the other battles as well. This week, we'll be taking on the 1 and 2 Long Island Golducks, aka the 4th Gen Gamer. I'm never going to call him 4th Gen Gamer. I'm going to call him Josh because 4th Gen Gamer is far too long of a name. But if you guys don't know him, go check him out. I did a co-op with him a few months ago actually, and it was actually pretty fun and stuff and things. So this time around, I've got an essentially relatively new team as we take on his. This is going to be a relatively scary battle, but looking into this, I knew that essentially I had to get rocks up as soon as possible, and I knew that I just wanted to get rocks because that Articuno will be a problem if I can't get those rocks up. Well, let's hop right into the battle real quick. Alright, so Josh is issuing us a challenge. I decided to lead off with my Primate as always, just because I wanted to get switch priority based on what he decided to lead off with. He's going to lead off with the Armaldo. Not a bad play. I knew that first turn he'd probably want to set up rocks, and I sort of just didn't want to deal with it. So I'm just going to U-turn right out. I knew I could have gone for a close combat, but I didn't think that it can 2-hit KO the Armaldo, but based on that U-turn damage, it looks like it could possibly finish him off within 2, but whatever. I'm going to send in the Sandslash, my pecans. I don't really like pecans, but that was the only name I got for the Sandslash. He's going to go for the rocks as predicted. He's going to get some leftovers. I'm going to go for a I think this turn I'm going to go for a rapid spin because I didn't want any of my mons to be dealing with it. I probably could have gone for something else. I probably should have gone for rocks this first turn because I knew that this Armaldo probably is not going to stay here much longer because it can't really do anything to me and I can't really do anything to him. We just pretty much cock block each other from actually putting up rocks. But whatever, I think that was the reason why I didn't go for rocks, because this Armaldo can learn it. But I decided, I think this turn I decided to go for it because I knew I could live at least one of whatever he wanted to go for, as he decides to switch in the Articuno, which was a very ballsy move. But I turned out to actually go for the knockoff, which was really nice. I think it was predicting me to go for the some rocks or something. So I guess he wanted to get the Articuno in before then. Whatever, I'm not looking forward to eating up a Freeze Dry or Ice Beam, so I decided to switch in Becca to take up the only Pokemon that can pretty much take an Ice Beam or a Freeze Dry. He's gonna go for an Ice Beam. Thankfully, it's sort of making me think that maybe he doesn't have Freeze Dry, but I don't have any Water Pokemon, so it's not gonna benefit me if he had Freeze Dry or not. If I had for Alligator, I probably would have been more vigilant of it, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna pretty much take this time to actually go for a Flamethrower, I think, or do I go for the Nasty Plot? As he brings in the Regigigas, I'm gonna go for a Nasty Plot because I knew that I could maybe live a Hurricane, but I essentially outspeeded I don't outspeed an Articuno, but I could live an Ice Beam at the very least. So this Regigigas, for some reason, has Flame Orb. It sort of threw me off when I saw it. But I knew that I could, based on the fact that he did indeed burn himself, I could live whatever one move he's going to go for. As he goes for the Earthquake, which is very nice because since he has burned, his attack is essentially half. So I could live some moves now, and the Earthquake didn't kill me, which was really nice. And the Regigigas is going to die this next turn upon this +2 Flamethrower. And here, this next turn, I make a really, really poor decision. He's going to bring in the Electivire after this Regigigas dies, and I get a little bit of health back. I sort of thought that Electivire was incredibly fast, and by the way he brought it in, it made me very scared that it might be Choice Scarf. But I should have stayed in. I should have stayed in because a +2, I decided to calculate afterwards, a +2 Flamethrower from my Ninetales would have killed any Electivire unless for some reason it was offensive or defensive, but based on what he's doing right now, Wild Charge, and as you guys are going to see in the next turn, he's going to go for an Ice Punch. He's probably not at all choice or defensive, but this Ice Punch is going to do a lot of damage to me. I'm not appreciating it so much as I go for a Stealth Rock, so I know that this Articuno will be hurting the next time it comes in. And here I should have also switched. I should have just kept the Pecans in because he doesn't really do anything at this point now that Regigigas is gone. But I decided to switch in the Heavy, and here is where pretty much the biggest hacks I've ever seen in my life happen. So he's going to go for the Ice Punch. He's going to get the crit. he's also gonna get the freeze. So I'm just like, why? Why does this have to happen? This is the worst time, because now I can't do anything. This is why I hate freeze hacks. Literally, freeze is the worst kind of hacks. I know that it's a part of the game, but it shouldn't really be that great. Like, it shouldn't be that, like, it just destroys any morality, because there's no move that guarantees a freeze, and it just happens 10% of the time, and when it does, it's pretty shitty. So he's gonna land the cross chop. I'm sort of not wanting to take he's sort of not wanting to take that second risk of me waking up. So I decided, and I didn't want to take a cross chop personally, so I was gonna switch into the Gramble. As he oddly switches in the Malamar, I'm pretty sure right now he was trying to set up on me. He's trying to get all the superpower contraries on me, as he sort of gets a +1 from this Intimidate that I'm about to do on, that I defaultly do on this Malamar. So this Malamar is going to go for a Psycho Cut. Believe it or not, I actually lived this relatively nicely, and I thought that Gramble would have been at like a 20 to 30%, but I get a very nice roll. I end up living it pretty nicely, and the critical hit on that Malamar probably didn't matter. And here the Clink Clang, and I sort of made another bad play. I decided to switch out my Gramble, trying to preserve it for God knows what reason. There's no, as far as I remember, there weren't any mods that could possibly have done any work. I decided to switch into my Regirock for Death Water, but he's going to start gear grinding, or shift gearing, and that pretty much sets up the game right now, because now he's faster than any Pokemon I have. Plus, he is also now going to be at +2 after shift gearing twice. I'm going to be frozen for 3 turns, and that's going to be enough for us to actually lose this game, because I'm not going to be able to outspeed anything, and none of my mons will be able to take a single shift gear, which sucks, but whatever. It's going to be a part of the game. That's going to be a nice clean sweep by Josh right now. I'm going to speed this part up, because you guys don't have to see me constantly get destroyed right now, even with the here I thought that I could get away with intimidating the Clink Clang, but it turns out that Clink Clang has a clear body, which sort of ruined any chance I had of living with Pecans. And this Clink Clang is going to kill off all of Armand's favorite. It's unfortunately going to die on his debut. Really wanted to use him, but unfortunately he couldn't do anything. And Becca, she had like a 5% chance of actually living that, because it could do a minimum of 85%, and I was about at 90. So there was a chance of me living, but it didn't happen. So that'll be a good game, Josh. We're gonna fall to 1 and 3, which is very unfortunate. I do believe that was a 5-0 on his part, but whatever. It's not that big of a. Actually, it's gonna be a 4-0 on his part, but it's not gonna bring us down. We're going to have to keep moving on. We're going to move on to the next week, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button. It really does mean a lot. Make sure to check out the 4th Gen Gamers channel in the link it down in the description. Probably the first link in the description. Wow. In the description below. If you guys aren't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And this has been Enestor, and I will see you guys in the next week.